The plane crashed KLM Flight 4805 and Pan Am Flight 1736, March 27, 1977. March 27, 1977, two Boeing 747s, thick fog, and a tragic misunderstanding. In just a few moments, 583 lives would be lost in what remains the deadliest aviation disaster in history. This is the story of the Tenerife Airport disaster. Image of Los Rodeos Airport, followed by animations or footage of the KLM and Pan Am planes. It all began with a terrorist attack, though not in Tenerife. Earlier that day, a bomb exploded at Gran Canaria Airport, forcing flights to be diverted to the smaller Los Rodeos Airport on the island of Tenerife. Among these flights were KLM Flight 4805 and Pan Am Flight 1736, both massive Boeing 747s. Animation showing the overcrowded airport, planes waiting on the tarmac. The small airport quickly became congested, and worsening weather made operations difficult. Fog rolled in, severely limiting visibility. With no ground radar available, air traffic control relied only on radio communication. Animation showing both aircraft taxiing. When airspace reopened, both aircraft were instructed to taxi using the same runway for both taxiing and takeoff. Pan Am was still moving down the runway, looking for its designated exit, while KLM had taxied into position for departure. Radio transmission reenactment. ATC. OK, stand by for takeoff clearance. KLM captain. We are now at takeoff. Pan Am first officer. We're still taxiing down the runway. Animation of the KLM plane beginning its takeoff roll while Pan Am is still in front. In the dense fog, neither flight crew could see the other. The KLM captain, assuming they had clearance, began his takeoff roll, unaware that Pan Am was still taxiing directly in front of them. Animation of the moment of impact. At the last second, Pan Am's crew saw KLM's landing lights approaching at high speed. Captain Grubbs desperately tried to turn the Pan Am jet off the runway, while KLM's captain attempted to lift off prematurely. But it was too late. Slow-motion animation of KLM's aircraft striking Pan Am. The KLM aircraft's underbelly collided with Pan Am's fuselage, tearing through it before crashing back onto the runway and exploding. All 248 passengers and crew aboard KLM were killed instantly. On Pan Am, 335 perished, but 61 people managed to escape before the flames engulfed the aircraft. Investigation footage and interviews. Investigators determined that a tragic series of errors led to the disaster. Miscommunication, poor visibility, and assumptions led to the fatal collision. The aviation industry learned a hard lesson from Tenerife. Modern ATC procedures and pilots in the cockpit. Following the disaster, aviation authorities changed communication protocols. Clear and unambiguous phraseology is now mandatory, and pilots must confirm all instructions with air traffic control. Ground radar was also introduced at major airports. Closing scene. Black screen with text overlay. Lessons learned. The Tenerife disaster remains a stark reminder of how small miscommunications can lead to catastrophic consequences. Today, air travel is safer because of the lessons learned from this tragedy. End screen. Subscribe, like, and comment. If you found this story interesting, subscribe for more aviation disaster stories.